What's up guys, T-Party here and welcome back to a new Lost Ark guide. Today we're going to take a closer look at the guild system in Lost Ark. In the next few minutes I will go through the benefits of joining a guild, what can you do while you're in a guild, how to earn contributions, what is GvG, what is GvE and what are the rewards and so on. But before I start with that, I know we are marching towards the EU NA release, finally, and I'm pretty sure there will be quite a few new people watching this video. So if you don't know who I am playing this game for over 3 years since the first Korean CBT and making guides since back then. And you will see a lot of guides in my channel, but make sure if you check out my guides, check if there is an outdated tag, because as I mentioned, a lot of stuff which I made back then 2 years ago are outdated now, or pre-season 2. I am currently using the time between now and the release to update a lot of guides, making new guides especially for the new players. But overall, my YouTube channel focuses on endgame content and min-maxing. So if you're interested in those things, make sure to subscribe or check out my Twitch channel. I will start to stream again once we are close to the EU NA release. Without further delay, let's tackle the first question, which is, why should you join a guild and when should you do that? Let's start with the second one, as soon as possible. There are quite a few benefits. Lost Ark end content relies heavily on communication and team play. And at the beginning it might be frustrating to do that with randoms. So if you join a guild early and make some connections, you might be able to get some statics going on. So that will help you out a lot to clear those contents and avoid losing time and gold by trying those contents with some random players. The major benefit of joining a guild is the guild currency. By supporting the guild on a daily basis and doing various other guild activities, you will be able to accumulate a decent amount of guild crystals. This currency can be used to exchange for various kind of materials, as you can see in the background. At the beginning your guild shop will be limited, and once you research and unlock higher tier of guild shop, you will unlock more and more items to exchange for the guild currency. And of course, you can exchange guild currency for upgrade materials. Especially at the beginning or during the first few weeks, every material you can get for upgrading your gear can give you a huge advantage. Now, let's take a closer look at the guild interface. Once you join a guild, you will get access to the guild interface, as you can see in the background. I will go through every segment of this interface because every segment is that important, and explain to you what are the benefits, what can you do here, and what can you see here. First page is the information page, as you can see on the top left, and on the left panel you have your guild name, your guild logo, and the current level and experience. Guild experience can be earned through GvG, GvE, contribution and guild quests. Below that you can see the name of the guild master, that's me, and then you have the amount of players in your guild. We have currently 47 players in the guild and 7 of them are online. The max slots we have available are 80. Currently my guild is on rating 7, which means on the entire server we are 7th place based on rating. Below that you can see the amount of guild crystal you have in the treasury. This crystal will be used to apply for GvG, GvE, to use guild buffs or to start a research. Below that you have the personal contribution. The weekly contribution goal set by me or / the guild master is 1k, and my current contribution is 993. I will explain this particular part later on a different page of the guild interface. Next we have the guild support button. Once you click on that, you will be able to donate shilling, gold or the medal. The medal can appear randomly in the Marie shop. By donating those 3 things, you can see a list down below. You will give your guild some guild experience. You will also add some crystals to the guild treasury, and then personal rewards are the one which you get for yourself, which is the contribution points and the guild currency. And as you can see, by donating gold or the medal, you will earn more and you will give more to the guild. Each of those can be done once per day. While we're at it, just skip to the research part. You can see also the currently ongoing research in the main interface. If you click on support, you will be able to support it with the free option and then an option with the medal. Each one of those can be done once per day. If you just recently joined a guild, you will have a newbie status for 3 days. During those 3 days, you won't be able to use all those donation options, and you won't be able to join GvGs, GvEs, or do guild quests. Last but not least, we have the participation button. This can be used by the guild master to check who will be available for this week's guild activities. Next on the information tab is the island capture segment. By the way, I'm pretty sure in EU and NA it will be called differently. But moving on, island capture is the GvG, and as you can see, it is only once per week. Usually on RU server, it is every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Below that, you can see our current place in the GvG we fought, which is the 4th place. If you interact with the button below, a new window will pop up. This one is an overview of all the GvG regions available. So some basic information first. As you can see, there are multiple GvG regions or islands, and each of the islands have a different rank. The higher the rank, the more rewards you're gonna get for all the placements. So without going into too much details, if you get first place on a B ranked island, the rewards you get for the guild might be or are less than what you could earn through getting 3rd place on an S rank island. Each island has a different kind of GvG. Some islands are similar to GvE with higher difficulty world bosses. Then we have a meme island like Naruni, where you can win first place in a race. And of course, the majority is about PvP. If you click on one of the islands and click on the participate button on the bottom right, you will be able to see all the conditions and how many players it's needed and how long a fight on that island lasts per round. For example, on the S rank island, it's a PvP island. You will face 5 times a guild and each match will last 10 minutes. There are also restrictions like you can't change your gear or your skills once you enter. You can only use specific battle items and potions. I already picked an island for the guild, but if you didn't, you can interact with the read notice board button to assign this week's GvG for your guild. If you interact with the plus button on the right side, you will have an overview of the rewards for each of the placements, so for the 1st place, 2nd, 3rd, and so on. So by participating in GvG and getting certain placements, you will get gold, you will get yellow guild crystals, I will explain the purpose of it later, and guild experience. In addition to that, you will get for each match you participate, contribution and guild crystals or guild currency for yourself. Moving on, we have the next segment, which is the boss raid, aka GvE. Once you click on the About the Battle icon, it will be similar to the GvG table. You will have an overview of all the available GvE raids with their ranks displayed. And of course, higher the rank, more members you need and more rewards you can earn. But the major difference between GvG and GvE, or the major differences are, first of all, you can't get gold depending on the placement, so there is no gold reward. You will get a lot of crystals, you will get a lot of experience and contribution and guild currency, but no gold. In addition to that, you can try the GvE with your guild whenever you want. You can pick the best time and day for your guild, and you can try up to 2 times to get the fastest clear time on a GvE. The 2 cross swords on the B rank territory on the left marks that is the GvE territory or island which I picked for my guild. All GvEs work similar, so you go in and try to kill the boss as fast as possible. The faster you clear or kill the boss, the higher your placement will be. Higher difficulty or ranking world bosses or GvEs require more members to participate, or will allow you to participate with more members. Now that you know this, hopefully, I will skip to the Manage tab because it will be important to know the connection between the weekly goal, your contribution, the GvG GvE rewards, and what you can get at the reset day in form of guild crystals or guild currencies. So as I just said, on weekly resets, which is usually Wednesday, 6 AM, you as a member will get a certain amount of guild crystals depending on following factors. The first two or first factor are the GvG GvE placements. So as I showed you earlier, depending on the rank and depending on the placement, you will get different amount of yellow guild crystals. And as a guild leader, you can decide how much of those guild crystals will be allocated towards the guild treasury and how much will be divided between the guild members. On the top right, you can see I said that 30% of what we earn through GvG and GvE and the other daily contribution activities will be distributed into treasury, and the 70% will be split based on the contribution of each of those guild members between the guild members. I set for my guild 1000 contribution points as the goal, and the minimum contribution is set automatically by the game at 350 points. So as long as you get 350 contribution points, you will get some rewards, but working towards the guild goal will give you additional guild crystals on reset day. To sum it up, the following 4 factors decide how much guild currency you earn as a guild member on reset day. GvG GvE placement, the distribution percentage which the guild master sets, for example 30% treasury, 70% for the guild members, the weekly goal, and of course how much of those weekly goal percentage wise you earned during the past week. Now let's get back to the usual order. So let's start with the second tab. This one is pretty simple. You have here the overview of your guild members, who is online, which class they play, what their current item level is, their names, their current contribution for this week, and their current location. The next tab is the instruction tab, aka guild quest. As a guild leader, you can pick for the guild after server reset up to 3 guild quests. Once you pick a guild quest, you can't change it for the rest of the week. So make sure to pick the correct one suited for your guild. So if your guild is more casual and doesn't do PvP, then it won't make sense to pick a PvP based guild quest. And if your guild is focused on life skill and sea activities, it will be more suited to pick life skill or sea activity related guild quests. Guild quests are repeatable, so once you finish that one, you can retake it and do it again and again and again. Of course, the rewards you get, which are guild crystals or guild currency and guild XP, will have a diminishing return, but this is one of the easiest ways to earn guild contribution. Next tab is the skill tab. This tab is split into island capture and boss raid. One is the GvG and the other one is GvE. This one is easy to understand. GvG and GvE will have a different kind of preset of skills. Some skills or guild skills can be only used during GvG and others can be only used during GvEs. On the right side, you can see the amount of mana crystal you have currently available in the guild. Using a skill during GvG and GvE will consume a certain amount of mana crystal depending on the rank of that specific skill. So make sure to check if you have enough crystal before you start a GvG or GvE. If you don't have enough, just click on the plus icon and convert some of the guild currencies you have in the treasury into mana crystal. Next tab is the research tab. This one can be used to research GvG GvE related skills or shop upgrades, guild quest upgrades, and so on. Now that we have leveled up most of the skills to a higher level, it requires tons of guild crystals. So if you run out of guild crystals, it might lead to some issues later. Maybe you won't be able to apply to GvG GvE, or you won't have enough crystals to convert into mana to use the skills. So make sure to double check before you start a research. The next step, the magazine, or aka the log, pretty straightforward. You have multiple logs there: guild, income, costs, report, and basic combat, which will display how you perform during GvG GvE. I won't go through each of those in specific. It's just check it out. You will know what it's about just by reading the first few lines. Next on the list is the ranking or rating tab. You will have an overview of all the guilds and their current ranking, their level, and how many members they have. On the last Manage tab, you have also the gold fund. So if you participated in a GvG and at the reset, you will see a certain amount of gold depending on the placement, which the guild leader can distribute between the guild members who participated in that particular GvG. The Set tab, you can see nothing there, but that's basically where you will be able to see people who apply to your guild. You will see a list of people who you can then check out if they have the right class, the right item level, and then you can approve the application or just reject it. The level reward tab, yep, it's about the level reward, so you can see what benefits your guild will get once you reach a certain level. Last but not least, this is something special, which I didn't explain earlier. This has something to do with the GvG S-Rank Islands. So if you manage to get first place on one of the 2 S-Rank Islands, you will have an additional option here. This is why S-Rank is really important. If you are first place, you will be able to set a time for an island event for the entire server. And the more members participate, or the more players in the server participate on that island, the more gold will your guild get on top of the gold reward you already got for your placement. The players who participate in that specific island event will also get a lot of upgrade materials and accessories. Now, I hope I went through all the important stuff. I might have missed something. If you have any particular question, as always, ask in the comment. And you can also join the Discord, which is linked down below, or check out the Google Doc which I made, which has a compilation of all the guides I made or some of the other trustworthy content creators made, from who I know they know what they are talking about. You can check that out too. But before I end this video, I know one of the questions will be, is GvG pay to win? To answer this question, let me give you an overview of my current guild. And as you can see, we were 4th place, but usually we are 2nd, 3rd place in average. In my guild, or to be more specific, not everyone in the guild participates in GvG. So for the core GvG members, there are only 3 people who have plus 21 or higher weapon. The guilds we usually fight against, or the guilds who manage to get 1st or 2nd place, sometimes they have an average plus 24 or higher. So we are doing great for what we have, especially because most of my guild members are maybe a little bit above average in terms of time invested and gold invested, and most of them are free-to-play players. So with that in mind, and I know my guildies, some of them are not even really interested in PvP, I'm more than happy with the placement we got in the last few months. So it is important to know that GvG is about gear, and as a whale you will have an advantage. But as a free-to-play hardcore player, you will be able to beat them if you have the right amount of hardcore players who are focused on min-maxing and GvG/PvP in your guild. But at the same time, if you are playing with casual people who are not min-maxed, who didn't even bother to do PvP, don't have high PvP rank, then don't expect to be in the top 10. I really hate it if those kind of guilds or members use the whale card or the pay-to-win card as an excuse for their lack of commitment. So listen carefully, this is really important for me for this video and for any future videos you will watch about Lost Ark from other content creators. Make sure that those guys know what they are talking about. I did GvG for years. I am the guild leader of this guild for years. I'm blessed with some really great guildies, and I was able to try out all those contents. And based on the experience I had in the past few years, I can give you those kind of information and my point of view of pay to win or not. Once again, I don't deny that gear and putting money into this will give you a huge advantage, but that can be narrowed and even beaten with effort and with skill. So make sure if you watch guides about other contents, I can't repeat it often enough, is this guy someone who did this content and knows what he is talking about? With that said, thank you for watching. I hope this guide was helpful. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys very soon on the next guide video. Bye bye, your Tea Party Percy.